Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm bringing you another review actually. More of an update video, less of a review, really. It's about a video game. It's Call of Duty Infinite Warfare 2016, and basically, statement release date has been leaked, and we all know what Call of Duty Infinite Warfare is about. But just in case you don't know, I'm over here and I'm going to pretty much tell you what is it about. And here we go with the update information. We're gonna give you platforms. I'm gonna give you platforms where they come out, probably most likely multi and co-op player information and part information about the campaign itself, which is basically story mode. You know what campaign means? It's just a fancy word for the story or the time or whatever the timeline is that it follows. So um, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare comes out 2016. It is a first-person shooter series. Call of Duty awaits the latest release in this series, of course, and the new details released regarding the game Call of Duty Infinite Warfare this 2016 will be an incredibly important one for the company of Activision. As always, and it seems that we can expect Call of Duty Infinite Warfare to be released sometime in autumn of this year 2016, which is the month of November 4th. So you can go right now, mark that in your virtual calendar in your phone, or just mark it in your calendar on your wall if you even have one that is. I'm not sure who uses paper calendar these days, but I can tell you not me. And if it is up there, just for me to cross out dates and keep track of my weather blog and stuff like that, which I will be bringing to this channel, by the way. I just gotta update my information on YouTube in order for me to bring it. But otherwise than that, let's keep it going. So Infinite Warfare Christmas Market. Christmas. Yeah, apparently Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. It says it here 4/11/16. The fourth month. It says 4/11/16, right? Um, Christmas Market. They're talking about Christmas. Wait, why are we talking about Christmas Market? We're gonna find out. So this would be a natural release for the game, obviously, ever important because of Christmas. So instead of releasing it on the fourth month of this year, they're going further down the line. They're going for the 11th month. And why are they doing this? Because games benefit better when they get released in the autumn. And the same thing goes for movies. And the reason why is because Christmas sales, holiday sales. Holiday sales help businesses grow, which is the reason why they actually wait. Let's push all this stuff back into the holiday season. And then which is why most summer months now are mostly quiet video game wise, and mostly people do replays during the summer because of this reason. So if you're seeing been on the YouTube channel, you're asking like, hey, why are you doing replays? How about new games? There aren't really much new games you can do during the summer really, because there isn't much that compared to the past. We just release a whole lot more games. In the summer, they don't do that much anymore. They usually keep it till autumn for holiday sales, and it helps the company grow overall. Especially if you're planning to open your own video game company, you're probably thinking, probably release them around autumn, not December, not January, after the holidays, being Black Friday and all this stuff. So anyways, moving on. So the game is slated to being released November 4, 2016. Information backing up the suggestion has also been acquired from the PlayStation Store. It does seem certain that we can expect the latest Call of Duty game in November 2016. Fans also confirmed the existence of Call of Duty Infinite Warfare by browsing the trending section of the PlayStation Store and PlayStation 4. This area contains a link that forthcoming AAA games, although selections, the new options doesn't provide any valid information based on these AAA games, of course. There is a huge anticipation in the community of the Call of Duty fan base, of course. Effective the 13th release in Call of Duty series. Yes, you heard it right. It's the 13th release of the Call of Duty series, and most likely there's more to come. It doesn't end there. There was also Call of Duty Black Ops 3, which was less than stellar. We all played that one. It wasn't really all that impression wise. There wasn't really much impression to talk about that one. So let's keep it moving. Although this was a solid game, it didn't certainly pan out the way they wanted to pan out. Consumers and remained hugely popular on the PlayStation Online and Xbox Live series. The fact remains that it was somewhat underwhelming to most fans in the Call of Duty community. Activision clearly knows this, clearly needs to produce a more innovative game for the fans to immerse themselves in these video games. Because if Activision does not get their act together, eventually things won't go their way, as you're seeing already. So, future settings. Another rumor related to the FPS suggestion about Call of Duty Infinite Warfare will have in science fiction setting probably in the future. So there's a probability of a fiction like setting. Certainly, a Call of Duty series has mined every conceivable aspect of even relatively contemporary warfare in order to deliver exciting action to their fan base over the years. And it does seem natural for them to go with something fiction and intergalactic space marines. So yeah, you're right. Intergalactic marines, of course, talking about like space wise, you're not in outer space. One thing I do find about games that are in outer space is like playing a game that puts you underwater. Like the controls become inverted. Except when you play in space, it's like, ugh, it's super difficult. It's like, okay, you're trying to shoot, but you're missing every shot. And that's because you're not on Earth anymore. So the controllers literally get inverted. So you don't know if you're going up or down. And it was the same. It was the same. You get to put up in space, or you ever got to go to space, or you know someone in your family that goes to space or studies anything that has to do with astronomy, they could tell you, I could put you in space and you wouldn't know up from down, left from right, if you weren't in a spaceship. And if you didn't have a tether attached to you as well, which kind of makes sense. So they put that into the game as well. So Call of Duty Black Ops 3 received an array of markings in the 70 to 80 percentage range, ballpark when it was released, and the Activision will be hoping to improve in this critical reception when Call of Duty Infinite Warfare finally hits shelves in stores. It is clear that there needs to be a significant improvement in the Call of Duty series to keep it an ongoing game. If it's not merely deliver more of the same, and thus the developers will be considering a wide variety of new features for the title to add for everybody who wants to play the game, because this game pretty much has me interested. And with that being said, the game pretty much has a lot of things for you to choose from. Weaponry wise, it pretty much has a lot of guns for you to choose from. It is a first shooter game, but they have to work more on many of the things. Structure, I feel that is what the game is missing. It's missing a whole lot of structure. It feels like you're just bouncing from one battle to the next, and then it seems to like the connection is not established properly. And even when it's being explained or the story is being explained, the story doesn't quite match up with the action itself in the game. Although they're trying to make it future-wise, which just makes sense because future is a bit more challenging. It's not what happened in the past, it's the future now, so it's a bit more challenging to see what you're going to do in the future. The Remastered Collection, yes, Remastered Collection. However, one of the particular suggestions for Call of Duty Infinite Warfare is the Activision could instead of releasing a brand new game, they could instead be releasing a remastered collection. A Modern Warfare classic that probably still the best received Call of Duty games out of all of them. This may make commercial sense, as many gamers would relish the opportunity of the trilogy, of course, and the current generation PlayStation 4 and Xbox One consoles, particularly if the title was remastered with the quality that Naughty Dog achieved with The Last of Us just a couple of years ago. So you remember The Last of Us, right? It was a phenomenal game. Graphics to the point. If it turns out to be like this and it gets remastered, they could receive raving reviews from not just normal video gamers, but probably like from news networks and all around. Because there's some games that come out, and literally a lot of games that have been coming out and been receiving a lot of rave reviews lately. Quantum Break, actually, believe it or not, happens to be one of those games that it has a series and it also has a video game backing it. So it relieves a lot of rave. It actually got a lot of rave reviews behind it because of that. Now, for coming back to Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, of course. In addition, this could prove to be an affordable way for Activision to take into the next generation, of course, a PlayStation 4.5 marketplace, suggesting that Microsoft could consider releasing a similarly updated console in 2016 as well. But it must be said that this would indeed also not obviously fit in the general ethos of Activision, and that an entirely new title is surely more likely to be released than a remastered collection. Space dangers, such as meteorites, such as they're just fire, there's a chance that you could die because you run out of oxygen. The big three. Basically floating rogue projectiles and stuff like that. So let's delve into this a bit more. The danger of production an entirely space-based title for Call of Duty Infinite Warfare is that it may alienate existing fans of the series. So whatever fans they were in the series, now that it's in space, it might actually kind of like, set apart who are the new generational players from the old generational players. So just like I mentioned earlier, so Call of Duty has always been relatively grounded based on Earth, but this time around we're going up to space, presenting a new challenge to all gamers alike. Even if recent titles have departed from the notion of somewhat, and there are already plenty of science fiction based shooters available in the market and in shelves and in stores as well. Those Activision really need to produce yet another space based game, and will this really satisfy existing fans of the series? Both are highly debatable but unknown at this time, meaning the game is not going to be released till November 4th, 2016. Nonetheless, the title has led many to believe that some sort of time traveling mechanism could be a part of the game, just like Quantum Break. We had a lot of time traveling going on, right? And the World Infinite being utilized in the title is obviously consistent with the concept that would be an interesting aspect of Call of Duty. Infinite Warfare title, and one that would provide its fans with gameplay mechanics that Activision intends on giving and delivering every year with the Call of Duty series. Destiny similarities. So let's take a look at the Destiny similarities. So Destiny has established itself as a massively successful game. You remember Destiny is a game based off of space. You could be a mage, you could be a first person shooter. Pretty much you get to choose 3 different types of warriors and you leveled up as you went through the game, right? And it's basically established in space. You travel through a spaceship, you go to different planets, right? So you play the game, you would know that. So, and there have also been suggestions that Call of Duty could follow in the footsteps of the title of Destiny and blend itself with PvE, co-op, and PvP elements. Basically, player versus player, and player versus computer, of course. Elements together in a similar fashion. Again, this would mesh with the Infinite title that Activision will apparently use as a base and would as well deliver the sort of addictive RPG style experience that everybody is very well known to and is very used to, and proved so successful for Rockstar with a GTA 5 Online title. So let's not forget about GTA 5 either. That was a very successful title. However, again, Activision must be careful not to alienate its current fans, because if they do, they could see a massive drop within their fan base, and you don't want that if you want to keep your sales up, obviously. In many ways, Call of Duty is certainly not broken at all and still has a chance of surviving in the video game industry, as the title is consistently the most popular for online players of all time. The PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, Activision must discard its core audience, which ultimately may not want such an involved experience. A delicate balancing act must be negotiated so that then this way, new generational, all generational people can merge together and be able to agree that the game was awesome. So basically, meet me halfway type of deal is what Activision has to work on, ladies and gentlemen. Basically, that's it for Call of Duty Warfare. Don't forget, PlayStation 4. You can find a PlayStation Store, Xbox One, and you will be able to find it on the Xbox Store as well. These are the platforms it will be released for. And also, so basically, yeah. And then we also have Microsoft here that's planned, which is basically part of the Xbox itself. But there's probably a debate that might be for PC as well. But let's see what happens. Right now, we see PlayStation and Xbox One up there. Ladies and gentlemen, pretty much, thank you very much for listening to this video. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, space setting, a lot of dangers, slated for release November 4th, 2016. Thank you very much. If you're new to my channel, subscribe. You can like, you can leave a comment, and you can also follow me on Twitter.